Hey, good morning. My name is Jared. I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And I'm a socialist. And that just means I want equality for all. And that means the elimination of this two-tier justice system that we live in that seems to only oppress the poor and not at all punish the rich for the doing much worse things. You see, when I see rich people investing in private prisons and I see the current administration saying they're going to target their detractors and then we're going to imprison people in these prisons that these rich people are pouring their money into, and Elon Musk talks about using prison labor, you can understand that this is modern slavery being enacted in our faces from the right. And I wake up this morning and the first thing that I read is that Republican officials are doing what they're doing and voting the way they're voting because they're afraid of physical assaults by Trump supporters. I'm going to repeat that. All these horrible things these people are doing, they're sneering at you while they're doing it. They're excited to end benefits. And they're behaving the way they are because they're afraid. Chris Murphy said that he also felt like Democrats weren't speaking out because they're afraid. And again, I'm going to say it. If you're scared, go to church. Get the fuck out of politics. Part of being a leader is just not being afraid anymore. The hard reality is this. Every Republican elected official took money from Russia and are actively voting to dismantle our democracy for Vladimir Putin for fear of their physical safety. Democrats aren't that much better. 100 Democrats took money from AI PAC, Israel, the IDF, Bibi, the ones responsible for a fucking genocide, Free Palestine, and Slava Ukraine, by the way, which is also what you should be doing, saying Free Palestine is Slava Ukraine, instead of cheering on this administration that is dismantling our government in fear of their physical safety by their own supporters. The very people that voted them into office, they're afraid of getting beat up by them. Democrats, it appears like you've been blackmailed or that you're also afraid. And people, again, have asked, why don't you take your resources and your talent and your time and your energy and work with Democrats? And the answer is easy. Slotkin, Klobuchar, voting to confirm this cabinet without giving up any resistance, and then not speaking out, and all remaining quiet for fear of Elon Musk primarying you, and you not having a plan because you don't have a fucking platform, right? But Slotkin opposed the Green New Deal, so she's opposed to climate change action. I couldn't even go to work every day without wanting to be violent towards somebody that opposes climate change action. That isn't a fucking shill and a Putin apologist on the right. It's unacceptable for you to say you're a fucking liberal and oppose the Green New Deal. That costs climate change. Climate change costs people. If the policy costs people, we don't vote against it. We vote to save the world, right? Same thing with Medicare for all. Medicare for all is a step towards universal health care. And I'm a proponent of that. But how could you call yourself leftist and vote against that? Slotkin. And then, like I said, Klobuchar sat between Republican and Democrats and has tried to do this bipartisanship. We're trying to work. Dude, they're voting lockstep with what Putin would want. And we got Democrats talking about being the change agent within the party. You're not. Y'all are all playing a bullshit ass game. They're playing a bullshit ass game of the status quo. It's all smoke and fucking mirrors, right? That's why I think it's time. It's time for the American Socialist Party. And today is the Planned Economic Blackout. No money. Spend no money today. And again, I want to make sure I say it. if you were going to participate in the planned economic blackout today, this means we're not spending money yesterday. We're not spending money tomorrow. You're supposed to like level out your spending. That's the whole point. If you cannot spend for a day, you could make it so you only shop like one day a week, right? And then on Tuesday, March 4th, we march forth. Okay? So I know a lot of people have been asking me for direction. What do we do? Where do we go? How come we're not working with Democrats? I told you. 100 elected Democrats took money from AIPAC. Free Palestine. Every Republican took money from Russia. Slava Ukraine. Joe Biden's administration touted he was going to be very pro-union. What did he do? He got into the office and turned on the railroad union, right? Right? Nothing can stop the American economy. And it was like, nah, they could have struck. Good to go. Striking, boycotting, and protesting, non-violent forms of an exercise of your first speech are absolutely critical, because as we've learned, these people that we've elected into office are soft and mushy, emotional fucking pussies. Really. Especially Republicans. Calling everybody else snowflakes, and the word coming from the Hill is that Republicans are scared for their physical safety, not from like getting their ass beat by Democrats, but they're afraid of fucking Trump supporters, which is hilarious. That's how you know it's a coup. So they're voting to dismantle democracy because they're getting paid by Vladimir Putin and they're scared of the people, the psycho people that would vote for them. Perfect. Good luck making it to December. You know what I mean? Like, good luck making it the year before collapsing. There are people sending me content all the time with all these people talking about, oh, this shit's going to be over in a month. Like, I don't give a fuck. They ain't making it. They're already in fighting. And like I said, it's only a matter of time before somebody in a position of power narcs on Elon Musk to the point where he gets arrested. Once he gets arrested and Donald Trump does not pardon him and just lets him get punished, and whatever happens to him, you know, asset forfeiture is what I'm here for. But I also want to point out that we need to be saying out loud at these protests, if it hadn't already happened, as you know, the Epstein files came out yesterday, right? Right? All those pictures with Donald Trump and Diddy and Epstein. You wanted to know why Diddy's lawyer quit? Because Diddy might be needed in another investigation, my friends. So yeah, like I said, I want to make this video this morning talking about people are starting to ask, why don't you join forces with Democrats? And I see them as the opposition as well. And they don't see themselves as the opposition party. They see themselves as the minority party. And when you aren't fighting and trying to push legislation every day on Capitol Hill and trying to make the American people aware, and you're trying to appeal to the fourth wall, right, to the fourth estate, the fucking media, and when you're trying to appeal to them, right? And instead, all that's happened is every day the media nonstop covers Donald Trump, which is what he wants anyway. And so if you think that his support doesn't grow in numbers, his level of support, like, people may not be as high on him as they used to be, but his level of support is growing. His sphere of influence is growing. How do you dismantle that? How do you dismantle this two-party system that is largely just built on the maintaining the status quo and failing to recognize what real problems are and trying to drive home solutions for real problems, right? I want universal health care. Why? Because the existing U.S. healthcare system is failing. I want universal education. You know why? Things change, dreams change. I was going to go get a data analytics degree from Purdue. I was taking the capstone courses. I was in my senior year. And I met all of you. And now I'm dropping out of that program. I'm going to get a political science degree. Why? Because in order to build a political party, you have to have policy. In order to have an actual platform, that has to contain policy. So, hey, if you're an elected official, former elected official, former lawyer, litigator, I need to work with you to develop these platform ideals into policy. See, this is me actually taking action instead of sitting on my hands, praying for it all to go away, and saying, oh, please, God, just let it be a nightmare. I'm saying the nightmare is here. I'm playing through the nightmare. One day at a time, one foot in front of the other.